Hey, this is That Sound Designer, and I'm here with Swiggly on their game Renaine.
Yeah.
Care to tell us a bit about it?
Yeah, it's like Super Mario World meets Street Fighter. You go through these exciting worlds, meet cute stuff, and beat it up.
Yeah. When I played the demo, it had like almost an RPG chapter structure of every level felt different, both narratively and mechanically.
Yeah, there's a little bit of Paper Mario Thousand Year Door or Maple Story. Both those have been big inspirations. With the kind of like area to area, there's 5 main areas that you can explore and kind of discover their towns and then do their little levels and then do busts while you're there too.
Cool. So the super jazzy, catchy soundtrack, I gotta ask, how'd that come to be?
So that is because of Mason Lieberman, who is he works at Tencent now. But when I first met him, he's actually a cello player by nature. But he really likes jazz. He also was doing a lot of anime. And I was going like, how can we make this game sound completely different from every other game?
Right.
But also kind of make sense because the game does have some sort of like aesthetic of Japan a little bit because of all the retro inspiration. It goes like completely different direction.
Right.
So we decided to go that direction. A lot of people don't know this, but a lot of anime music is actually rooted in jazz.
Really?
So using that as our core lets us do a lot of interesting things that you would not see coming. You should see the collaborator equivalents later.
It's like I definitely was going to the demo expecting like chiptunes music, and then it caught me for a loop.
Yeah, I'm not really the biggest chiptune fan. Mason is definitely not the biggest chiptune fan. We really wanted that live music. In fact, all the music in that demo actually is played by live players.
Interesting. And then sound effects handled by the same person?
Sound effects are going to be handled by a dynamic duo we have actually worked with on Bundle Felon, which is another game jam game, but through that. So we're in the zone of replacing them right now.
Okay.
But some of them I do want to keep, like the jump sound, stuff like that. But that new that hit effect is actually brand spanking new. It's really snappy and poppy, and that was due to them.
Got it. And I'm just curious, is it a custom game? And if so, do you use middleware like Fmod or Unity, or just straight into the game engine?
This is Hack Flixel. Go use it.
Got it. Fair enough. And then just last question, just a fun curveball I should throw out. What are your thoughts on AI in the game cycle development? Good, bad, interesting, or otherwise?
I'm not a fan personally. I don't think AI can make something interesting. I think it's just like a word wonder right now, and that's what it's. I mean, I'm a computer scientist. I do know how this works. I do know, like, you know, so I'm not really too interested in it personally.
Personally, I'm trying to think, can it work for me? I'm not like all in on it. I'm hesitant. It's more like I'm trying to see how can I do it without killing the creative process.
So what I think AI should find its home in is things like automatic coloring of cells in an animation. All right, if you define, I want to animate this cell in this way, color this cell in this way, then that tedious process could be eliminated. And that, to me, isn't like a terrible thing. That is actually saving people time and kind of some of that really heavy, busy work. So to me, that's something that should be looked into.
Very interesting. Like
limited areas.
Like similar, I tried to use, when I was trying to, for this one client, I needed to make a Breaking Bad-like song, and I just needed to know, okay, what is in the Breaking Bad song, the dobro? And I used bars to figure out that information. That's where I found AI. When I write songs or make sound effects, I try to do it all organically with MIDI data, VSTs, stuff like that.
I mean, the art of sound design is probably one of the best arts there is really in music. So if you're talking about making music and making sounds, they're two different things. And the sound designer's toolbox, the really good ones know how to make a sound out of nothing, or make it out of things they built themselves, like a weird contraption. It kind of has some engineering to it, like actual, maybe even get the engineering degree.
Thank you so much for your input. And can this game be wishlisted on Steam?
Yes, it can be. Just look up Renaine. It is the first result. We have very good search engine optimization because not a common name.
That is true. All right. See you guys.